November is National Family Caregivers Month, and we continue to highlight work being done at the Alzheimer's Association. In Nebraska, 83,000 caregivers provide support to people living with Alzheimer's. I'm joined now by Allison Griffin-Hunter, and this is a topic that speaks to you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Tell us about your personal experience as a caregiver.
Absolutely. My mom was diagnosed at the age of 54 years old, and I was only 21 at the time, and my sister was 16, and we had lost our father previously to brain cancer a few years prior. So without any other family, really, we kind of had to figure out how to do it on our own, and we turned to the Alzheimer's Association in order to get some help from them. And yeah, she just passed away actually this past February. So
I'm so sorry for your loss.
thank you.
Definitely a tall task, an emotional task for any age, but at the age of 21,
Right.
Why was it important to reach out for support and support in a way of people who understood what you were going through?
Absolutely. This disease is something that no one can do on your own. You need a community of people around you to support you. And the Alzheimer's Association has been that for me. You know, they got me in touch with things that I never would have guessed that I needed, like a lawyer or working with social services or, you know, figuring out what her care plan would be. So it's important to surround yourself with a good group of people who can help provide that extra support, because it's not a one-person job at all.
Right. They've helped you. You've also then looked at ways you can advocate for and be part of this organization.
Right.
Why was it important for you to get involved in that way too?
Absolutely. When my mom was early in her disease, she was involved in spreading the word and spreading the message, showing that Alzheimer's isn't just an older person's disease, that people, you know, in their 50s and 40s can get it. And I wanted to continue that message for her as well. So I've been involved in the Walk to End Alzheimer's every year, raising funds as a team captain. And additionally, I've been a public speaker, speaking to news organizations, and also doing advocacy. So working, going to Washington, D.C. every year to speak to government officials about why Alzheimer's is a public health crisis and what we can do about it.
And on that note, the House of Representatives have passed legislation, Senate looking to take it up, and area lawmakers are in support of it. Talk about the bills right now that are in D.C. when it comes to caregivers.
Right. So recently we just had two that passed the House. One was the Younger Onset Alzheimer's Act, which provides provisions under the Older Americans Act for those under 60 who are diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, which is huge. I wish they had this when my mom was around, but it provides things such as transportation, caregiving, care planning, things that you wouldn't expect you would need so young, but that Alzheimer's patients do need. And the other one is the PACHITA, which is the Palliative Care and Hospice Training and Education Act, which we call PACHITA for short, and that provides more information for end-of-life care options for dementia patients as well.
If someone is sitting at home right now and they're wondering, how can I get involved in this? I'd like to be an advocate for what's going on in my life, what I've seen going on with my family members. What do you recommend they do?
Absolutely. First thing, get in touch with your Alzheimer's Association. Go to alz.org/advocacy, and you can get involved as an advocate that way. Additionally, if you know of someone with Alzheimer's, it's great to just be able to, you know, talk to their caregiver and say, can I take them out for a weekend, or can I help you? You know, usually giving them a suggestion is the best way, like, can I cook a meal for you Wednesday night? It's the best way to provide that support for them, because sometimes they don't know.
Inspiring to see what you've been doing to help out with this. Thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.